Presenting the father of psychology, Wilhelm Wundt.
Who is Wilhelm Wundt?
Wilhelm Maximilian Wundt
Was a German physiology philosopher and professor,
known today as one of the father of psychology.
Wilhelm Wundt was born on August 16, 183 in Mannheim, Germany,
and died on August 31, 1920 in Grobesina, Grimma, Germany. Wundt studied at the Gymnasium Bruxelles and Heidelberg, and entered the University of Tübingen at 19 in 1851. After 1 year he transferred to the University of Heidelberg, where he majored in medicine, completed medical training in 3 years. His dissertation was on the touch sensitivity of hysterical patients. He called this his first experimental work. Nevertheless, doctoring was not Wundt's vocation, and he turned instead to psychology, which he studied for a semester under Johannes Peter Müller, the father of experimental psychology at Berlin. About his works: Wundt works as a Hermann von Helmholtz assistant from 1858 until 1865. He taught physiology to med students and developed a course in anthropology, social and cultural psychology. He wrote a book on sense perception and outlined a program for psychology that he followed in his career. Wundt was not only the very first person to refer to himself as a psychologist, he also established psychology as a formal discipline separate from philosophy and biology. Wundt became famous in Leipzig. It was here, in 1879, that the University of Zurich formally recognized his little room of equipment as a bona fide laboratory, the world's first devoted to psychology. The creation of a psychology lab established psychology as a separate field of study with its own methods and questions. Wilhelm Wundt's support of experimental psychology also set the stage for behaviorism, and many of his experimental methods are still used today. Wundt later wrote The Principles of Physiological Psychology 1874, which helped establish experimental procedure in psychological research, developed a research technique known as introspection. Introspection as an objective analytic process that involves training people to self-reflect so that, when presented with external stimuli, they can explain their thoughts, feelings, experiences, and sensations. In this research, conditions were very controlled. References
presented by Group 4.
BSN 1-18. Micah Cortez. Judy and Palomokin. Desiree D. Luston. Francis John Amoyo. Gira Cressini. Barreda. Clyra Manuel.